Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to talk about the Japanese Grand Prix results just for Formula 1. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's race, which is Qatar for the Qatar Grand Prix at the De La Salle International Circuit. So here are the times. So on the 6th of October, which is on a Friday, FP1 will start at 4:30 to 5:30. Yes, 4:30 to 5:30, and then qualifying will start at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Sprint show, then with the sprint shootout and the sprint on the same day on a Saturday, they'll start at 4 o'clock to 4:44, which is weird, and then the sprint will start at 8:30 to 9:30, and then the race on October 8th that'll be starting on 8 o'clock. So a bit of a late race, but this is now also the last race that any other driver could possibly basically take some points off Max Verstappen before he wins the championship, because in this race he can theoretically clinch the championship with how many races to go? Four races to go. I think I might be wrong on that, but yeah. So either way, let's now have a look now at Japan. And yeah, Max Verstappen won. Yeah, cool, whatever. We move on. And then we have Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, as Piastri gets his first podium of his F1 career, and he's now also a new name as well added to the list in Australia, as well as how many other Australians have gotten podiums? I can't remember though, but obviously he joins the list of Alan Jones, Jack Brabham, Ricardo, Weber. Is there anyone else I'm trying to think of? Did David Brabham have one? I'm not really too sure. But either way, either way, he's now added into that list with some other of some very, very well-known Australian drivers. And then outside of the podium, we have Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly ran the top 10. Then one lap down, well, I should say the first driver lap down, that being Liam Lawson, then Yuki Tsunoda, Zhou Guanyu, Nico Hulkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen ran that top 15, and the classified drivers. Everyone else retired due to mechanical failures, which includes both Williams of Alexander Albon and Logan Sargent, Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez, and Valtteri Bottas. So it was interesting to say the least. At the very start of the race, there was a bit of a collision on the front stretch. I'm pretty sure Bottas was sandwiched, and I'm pretty sure hit Albon, and yes, he hit Albon's car, and obviously Bottas, obviously both of them, they obviously had to retire. I'm pretty sure Albon retired a couple laps later. So either way, Perez, I think it was because first he collided with Hamilton at the start of the race, and then he turned Kevin Magnussen around, and then he just retired because the car was just undrivable. Basically, what Bottas said, both of them basically said that their cars were undrivable, so he retired. Then Perez came back out basically near the end of the race, just to serve their 5-second time penalty, just so it won't carry over to the next race at Qatar. And they officially retired the car then. Apparently as well, they will not be doing that ever again. So if any other team has a 5-second time penalty and they retire right after, basically, if they get a 5-second time penalty and they retire, they have to serve it, or it will affect the next race, basically. So that's not gonna happen anymore. So no other driver can basically unretire themselves, do the 5-second time and then do the penalty, do the 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, and then retire again. It's not gonna happen anymore. At the FIA, I'm pretty sure confirmed it as well. I'm pretty sure after the race, when there was a bunch of questions over that. So, and Sarge, he crashed in qualifying. He just, I don't know where he went. He just another mechanical failure, including Albon and Stroll. I don't know what happened to Stroll, to be honest. All I know is that Stroll also had a mechanical failure, and that's really all. I don't know what the issue was, but that's all I really know. Retirements are there they are. Albon, Sargent, Stroll, and Perez, and Bottas, all of them getting mechanical issues. First lap went to Max Verstappen, and the driver of the day went to Oscar Piastri with 28.2% of the votes going to Piastri, and then 15.8% went to Norris, 14.4% went to Verstappen, 7.5% went to Leclerc, and 6.8% went to Hamilton. Penalties, I can't really do the race because it's a bit early, I'm pretty sure. So all I know is that there was a penalty for Sargent and also for Perez as well. And I don't think that might be all of the penalties. There might be some penalties as well after this video comes up because of some investigations which will be done after the race. So I guess we'll see if there's gonna be any penalties. Maybe the race rules may change, but I guess we'll see about that. But so basically all of these qualifying penalties were because of the between the safety car lines, so they exceeded the 1 minute 54 time limit between the safety car lines, which includes Zhou, Bottas, and Leclerc. Therefore, the action for all three of them. Driver standings now we'll have a look at, and it's yeah, not yet. And now you see why that there's basically one more race until anyone can actually pick off points off Verstappen. Verstappen has the chance to close out his third championship at Qatar in front of Perez, his teammate, then Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris moves up one spot over George Russell, even though they're tied. Oscar Piastri moves up 2 spots in front of Lance Stroll and Pierre Gasly to enter into the top 10. Then in 12th place, Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, Nico Hulkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, Yuki Tsunoda, Kevin Magnussen, Liam Lawson. And in 20th place, Logan Sargent, and then the rest, Nick DeVries and Daniel Ricciardo, who I'm pretty sure was confirmed to be driving for AlphaTauri next season, along with Yuki Tsunoda and AlphaTauri, or whatever the name is going to be for AlphaTauri next season. Might be Hugo Boss, Adidas. I'm not really too sure. And for the constructors, Red Bull Racing, they are now officially the constructors champions. Then Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, McLaren, Alpine, Williams, Haas, Alfa Romeo, and AlphaTauri round out the top 10. So just a reminder that next week's race will be at Qatar, just for Formula 1. Obviously F2, that'll be in Abu Dhabi. F3 is already finished. But yeah, so that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the catch, guys. For next time in the next one. Goodbye.